Alright, so first thing we just calibrate the PCB. And so I'm just finding so it's just manual digitals that you find. So you can also use parts or anything if you forgot to add them to the board, which is sort of nice. Pretty good. And then you just hope. So you can see it grabbing parts, checking the up camera, and finding the orientation of the parts to place it down. The only real issue with the up camera I found is that if something else gets in its field of view, it'll go way off. So it's just forming a bounding rectangle based on light colored material. So if you get a ray of sunlight going in, which I've had, or if this feeder material sort of falls over the camera because it's starting to break out, it doesn't detect anything's wrong, it just detects the centroid of the part is way off. But you can just watch it go now and see how well it looks. So at some point the cover tape sometimes doesn't feed right, so you just have to manually roll it up a bit, and so you just go through and roll this up. The other thing I've added to this machine is I have a manual off button. This kills the stepper motor power supply because the e-stop is software based, so I wanted a really manual one if I'm going to reach into the machine. What you can see here has happened is that, as I mentioned, it's detected there's nothing on the nozzle, so something's gone wrong, and all that's gone wrong is that the cover tape probably didn't pull back. So I just go in and look, and sure enough, one of these pieces, the cover tape, just needs a little tune-up. So I'll do that, hit run, and we'll see if that will make the machine happy. So normally you just have to do that ever so often. And it seems to be working. So in these simple boards, it's pretty easy to monitor it or have someone monitor it. So here we see it doing the IC. So it actually did two at once. So you can see it's moving a little slower with the and you can actually see with the ICs the pin 1 marker. So it's not using that, it's just drawing this bounding box around to figure out if there's any angle off. But at the end of this, you can see we've got a pretty nice board that looks like it's fully done. So this is a pretty easy way to give you a fully pick and place board. You can maybe see, let's see if you can, I don't know if it'll focus well enough. There you go. And the final step is to bake it, so I just have a little reflow oven. So I actually have sort of a wave style reflow, so it has a little belt that moves through the oven. But this is, yes, this is this particular pick and place machine I've used here, which uses a computer connected option. And you can see it works quite well. It's fairly fast and seems to place stuff fairly reliably.